Here, read
I've seen that
this.
happen.
I can't. Yeah.
All right, welcome to Deepnight Revelation. We will be picking up where we left off last week. These guys have successfully landed on a Comet designated DSR-1, which is their first refueling stop. They, of course, over the course of their travels, probably they probably have. I think you did do refueling one time for a short hop from a Comet. This is the first time, though, that you have done it in deep space. Like, there's nothing around you. And so, this is a little nerve-wracking. And in order to get the most out of it, they're going to have to drop onto, or land onto, the Comet itself and set up a field refueling rig, which I actually created for you guys in a handout. This is a field refueling rig, and basically it's going to set up these fuel bladders that will then be lifted off by the pinnaces, and they're basically creating a train that goes back and forth between Revelation and the Comet, thus allowing them to do refueling for them to make their next jump. And the goal of this, of course, is the first time they've done something this. I guess this is pretty fucking dangerous. This is the first time they've done something like this, and in addition to the need to refuel in order to cross. And so the idea, of course, is to send in their special mission guys, to land, do the work, get this figured out, and come up with any policies and procedures that you think will need to be put into place, because you're going to have to do it again. And next time when you come back, this next weekend jump, it's going to be spent mostly training other people on what it is that you did in order to make this happen. And so, I mean, this is pretty much typical military procedure. Well, you guys did it once. Teach everybody else how you succeeded at doing it, and then now it should become, pretty mundane. It should be normal, routine procedure, and that's not always the case, but that's the hope. Before we get started, we'd like to thank one of the friends of Greenwater, Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They are just products that we really like. Tonight, we would like to thank AleHorns. Viking AleHorns make an excellent drinking vessel. This is what one of the drinking horn shot glasses looks like. My favorite shot glass. Like copious amounts of whiskey out of it. But I also have a full-size drinking horn. I guess it is a drinking horn, but it's the tankard style with the handle. They've got cups, they've got the actual horns, they've got the shot glasses, they've got all sorts of stuff. And they are made from real oxhorn. And so when you order one online, don't be overly disappointed if what you get in the box doesn't look exactly like the picture online, because all of those horns, ox are individuals just like people. They might be a little bit different where they get these horns from. So, but they are all of excellent quality, and their customer service is fantastic. So I highly recommend them. I will put the link to them down below. Go get yourself a AleHorn and drink like a Viking. We also have a merch store via Zazzle. In fact, I want to say there's a big sale going on. I think it's 15% off site-wide, so you could take advantage of that. We've got T-shirts and buttons and hoodies, and there are wall poster maps, and there's a fleece blanket. My favorite new item is the Whiskey Rocks glass, and there is a beer stein on there. And the beer stein actually makes a better coffee mug, in my opinion, because it is a crockware style beer stein. It's suited so well for coffee or tea, if that's what you like. But 100% of the proceeds from that store goes directly back into the channel, and it helps us make all of these little nitpicky monthly charges kind of makes ends meet. So Incarnate Pro and Roll20 Pro, or even saving up for the yearly subscription for Wondershare, which allows us to make the videos. That all comes out of the account, and this kind of helps add to that. So if you want to help us out, go get yourself a Whiskey Rocks glass and a t-shirt, and we appreciate everything you do for us. If you were watching Wednesday night's Pirates of Drenax campaign, or attempting to, and you noted that there was no video, I apologize. You're right. There is no video. There was a lot of technical malfunctions. I don't know exactly what was going on, but what came back, I got audio, but for some reason the video was black. And so I am having high hopes, crossing my fingers, that doesn't happen again tonight. But we were having a lot of very strange little quirky problems with Roll20, and I don't know. It seems like it's behaving okay now, but we haven't really got into the nuts and bolts of it yet. So you guys, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, if it comes out black and all that, do you just like stream it and then it posts live when you finish up and click something, or do you record it yourself?
Yeah, I record. So I dumped Twitch completely because Twitch is just a pain in the ass. And to be quite honest, most of our viewers weren't watching us live anyways. They like to watch us on YouTube, and that also allows them to pause the video and come back to it later, and blah blah blah. And Twitch was just a pain in the butt. So I dumped it, and so now I just record it and then upload the video when we're done. And I upload it both to YouTube and Rumble. And that seems to have been working. I don't know what was going on Wednesday night. I've only had that happen one other time, and in both cases I don't know what caused that. It's very odd. But I'm looking at OBS right now, and it says it's recording, and I can see everything going on. So I'm thinking that it was some kind of weird. Some kind of disconnect between Roll20 or Discord and the recording software. So, like I said, I use OBS, and I'm thinking that might be part of the problem. Somewhere in between those two, they weren't meshing. But anyways, so you guys last week you landed successfully on the Comet, thanks to Pappy's excellent flying. Had a little bit of a scary moment. You got a little dinged up. Not terrible. You took, what, 1 point of hull damage? So
You say it wasn't terrible when your life on the line.
That's true. That's true. So down below in your cargo hold, you have, to the tune of 12 tons, this field refueling rig. And the idea is, of course, that it's going to be on, it's going to be in multiple pieces. It will have to be constructed, and it's going to be on, G sleds so that you can move this thing around, right? How are you guys equipping yourselves? I mean, this is a Comet, so it's a big snowball with no air.
Hazardous back suits.
Okay.
Right? With our general loadout of stuff, and we're gonna bring. I mean, if we're building up something or putting something together, it would make sense that we have. It would make sense that we have tools and stuff that we're carrying.
Yeah, you guys would have toolkits. You brought some. I just started to type exactly what I was saying. That's not what I wanted at all. Can't walk and chew gum at the same time. That one worked. You brought some NPCs with you to assist you in this matter. How many of those did you bring? And I mean, are they special in particular, or I don't
Well,
remember. I don't remember. So I know that you said you did. I just don't remember how many you brought with you, or if they were.
It seems like it was just a couple. Like
Yeah.
we were just grabbing a couple guys to come with us.
Yeah, 2 or
brought
3.
Stimpy.
Or you did bring Stimpy.
Yeah.
Did I thought.
I'm a big believer in including a few scientists in every trip we take, just because I don't want them to just constantly sit in that spaceship going space crazy.
Right.
Stimpy has those planet sciences, and I'm thinking if there's shit happening on the internal of this comet that's making blowholes and all that perhaps a person that's familiar with the sciences behind that would offer good advice.
Okay. What is Stimpy's strength?
Oh, 4.
Okay. And what is Stimpy's dex?
8.
And his endurance?
8.
Okay. That's really all I need.
Oh, for his hit points?
Yeah, for being able to figure out what he can withstand for if he were to take damage. So I gave Stimpy, I gave Bocephus direct control of Stimpy. Who else did you bring? Are they just nameless NPCs? Well, I mean, hold on. They don't have to be nameless NPCs.
They certainly don't have to be nameless, but it was a couple of, I think it was planetologists, given what we were doing.
Okay, hold on here.
Let's bring
I have a whole list of essentially nameless or faceless people. Let's see.
What about that one chick? That's she was Zolani.
Oh, there's. You want to bring the Jadani, the spy?
Well, I mean, it's hazardous duty, so if she dies, it's. But I mean, getting to know her and all that might do a lot, And if she goes all fucking, so all the other NPCs we bring have to be cool with this psionic shit.
So are you letting everybody know? I don't. I thought you were keeping her psionics to yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, let's stick with that then. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, I didn't think that you wanted everybody to.
We want to keep the Soliani rumors.
Yeah, you probably want to keep. You probably want to keep the Soleimani shit under too.
But I mean, she has special skill sets of being able to run around crazy and shit outside that might come in handy, and she's got the ability to use her special power. So we'll even let her lay off the null drug.
Yeah. Hold on.
I mean, if she acts fucked up, we'll never do it again. She'll fuck around and just not wake up from her injury while she gets hit by the fucking crazy beast.
I believe that was. God, it wasn't that. Maya Arik. Let me find her.
I mean, right? I mean, nobody has an objection with really trying to reintegrate her into usefulness, right?
Nope.
No, that's actually a pretty good idea. So the other person that you brought along is Tanisha Fusmar. Tanisha, some of these descriptions kind of crack me up. So Tanisha is most known for. She works in science division, planetology. She her trait that everybody realizes about her is that she possesses a almost addictive nature for sweets. And she will sit there and cram an entire bag of Tootsie Rolls into her mouth, and somehow she never seems to put on any weight. Who wants to control Tanisha?
I'll
I've
take the
already
sweet
got.
tooth.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, so we will give
There
that
you go.
to Pepe. And then there is her. She. I guess that's going to go to Serta, and
Sure.
she is a Spidey Spy. She's not overly... Well, no. I think she'd probably be pretty strong, considering that she is a vac suit expert.
Yeah, it's this one here.
Yeah. Hold
Okay.
on, I'm still plugging in her numbers. Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah, no worries.
She'll probably have a good dex, and she probably has an above average endurance, would be my guess. So she's going to have 9 strength, 10 dex, and 11 endurance. Tanisha has 7 strength, 6 dex, and 9 endurance, which is, I mean, she's above average. 7 would be average across the board. I mean, if you have the most average person ever, it's going to be 777 for their physical attributes. I mean, hopefully, hopefully their mental attributes are going to be 777 too. But if you're a cynic like me, you would realize that the reality is that the average person's mental attributes are going to be like 2, 3, maybe 4. So yeah. So and 4 is their social attribute for some reason. Yeah. Anyways, so you've got these 3 guys, and I would say they are probably already down below in the cargo hold. Getting this thing ready to move, and so so this thing weighs. Let me bring it back up here. So this thing weighs 12 tons of shipping space, and essentially what this is designed to do, these field refueling rigs are. This, if anybody's wondering, I got this from the Drenaxian Companion for Pirates of Drenax. This is under their base components, and so essentially it's tech level 10. It's not it's not it's not the tech level 15 that you guys are used to for Imperial stuff, because it doesn't need to be. All this is designed to do is if there is a small base that is set up. Theoretically, this can be set up permanently, and you crack ice with it, and it then fills that unrefined fuel into bladders that are on support platform frameworks that can then be loaded either onto a ship or can be directly refueled from if you want. In this case, the idea is that they will be loaded onto let's see. Let me find it. It will be loaded onto one of these, the Deepnight Pinnace, and you're going to basically create a bucket brigade going back and forth between the Comet and the ship. Now, knowing this idea of the bucket brigade should cause the hairs on the back of your neck to stand up, because we already know the troubles that Pappy had flying in and the number of sensor checks just to get here, right? So this has to be done every time. You know what I mean? So these Pinnace pilots are they've got balls of steel and really tight sphincters the entire time, because
because there's only 25 tons of fuel, and so
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how much Deepnight uses, but it's got to be a ton.
Oh, yeah. We figured it out last time. It is stupid. It's a lot. Now, of course, you guys aren't the only ship that had to come in and land like this. You've got other ships that have come in and basically done the same thing that you are. So you're not the only ship that's setting up a refueling post. But now you have me curious. Oh. Yeah. So Deepnight Revelation is 59,400 tons, has thrust for up to 75,000 tons. So just out of curiosity, let me do this again. 59,400. So 10% is fuel. That's 5,940 tons of fuel. So this isn't a small op. And I would say, I mean, I don't, and this is really funny that we're doing this right now because there's a comet going over right now, and I was just on the news that tonight's going to be a prime night to look up at the sky and see the comet. I'm like, hey, my guys are up there right now, which is, I just find it, it's kismet. I don't know what is the. Does anybody know off the top of their head what is the diameter size? How big is a comet? Is it like a mile? Is it not quite that big? I don't know.
It depends on the
No
comet.
idea.
I guess it does depend on the
Comets-
comet.
They can be anywhere from a size of a grain of rice to bigger than Earth.
I was always under the impression that a comet is a shower and not a grower, or I'm sorry, a grower and not a shower. So the actual surface of a comet is probably fairly small compared to all the shit that they're giving off behind them, if that makes any sense. But I always question that because sooner or later there's not going to be any shit to give off and they're just going to evaporate, I guess. So I don't know. Anyways. So I wouldn't think that this particular comet is going to be particularly big. I would think that you're probably looking at a body that is about 5 miles in diameter. Which, I mean, you don't want this slamming into a planet. Obviously, that's way bigger than what you want. But, compared to what a planet, it's infinitesimally small. You've landed on asteroids that were bigger than this. So, it wouldn't, if something were to go completely tits up for whatever reason, it wouldn't be beyond the ken of imagination that you could hike to one of the other landing sites to get evac'd off of this comet. You know what I mean? Like if for some reason the Desnex got blown off the comet, you could theoretically hike to another comet or to another cometary landing site and get a
There
ride
better
out.
not be foreshadowing.
No, I don't think so. I have some things planned. That wasn't one
I
of
don't
them.
like that you said that.
Yeah, that wasn't one of the things I had planned, but yeah, So, so you guys are geared up in your hazardous environment suits. You're going well armored. Now, the only downside, of course, with the hazardous environment suit is that movement is clunky because they're hazardous environment suits. Also, fine motor control with these things, beyond the simple act of essentially being able to fire a gun, is going to be difficult because your arms are bulky. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, all you have to do is put this thing together. So the other guys are just wearing straight up regular vac suits, unless you deem that they should be in hazardous suits as well.
Everybody should be in hazardous suits on this. This is an extremely dangerous and hazardous environment.
Yeah, I'll explain that we are going to all comet walk.
Okay.
So you're going to want to wear the hazardous suits.
So Maya's extremely excited about this. She's like, and she brings up the question. She says, I don't think anybody has actually walked on the surface of a comet.
I'm sure they have. I've walked on the surface of a gas giant.
That's true. You have. You did walk on the surface of a gas giant's core. Yeah. I mean, like
In fact, it's a known way to refuel ships. So right.
it is. Like the last couple times you did it, you actually refueled from the tail of the comet, though. So you just used the scoops and
Gotcha.
suck the ice in. So I don't know. I imagine somebody probably has.
It's a pretty established method of refueling ships.
Yeah. So, these guys down in your cargo hold are getting this sled all set up, and let me copy them.
Happy has some engineering skills. That helps.
That will really the most that'll help though is mechanic skill.
Not Pappy, I mean Stippy.
Stimpy, yeah. Yeah, mechanic skills really
How's that guy
good
do?
Well, I used to control Pappy.
I have a very minor buff on mechanic. I am not untrained. They are trained. Mechanic and engineer are trained, but that's it.
Well, that'll do.
The primary thing, yeah.
I've got a rank in mechanic.
Yeah. I mean, really, I want to primarily use Stimpy, if I can, to stay on the ship and scan and use his planet sciences and his scanning sensor skills to keep an idea on what's going on. If there's fissures and shit breaking off and things blowing somewhere, I'd kind of like someone to put some science on it than to just rather...
Yeah, we can leave Stimpy up here in the corner and just keep him on the list here.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I mean. He's got sensors 2, and he's got planet science of 2, and he's got 12 education.
So at some point, Stimpy is going to want to actually go out, and unless you want to do this for him, he wants some samples to take back to the science department. Because of course the science division is, bitching and moaning that they want samples from this comet, and it could be the origins of whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So they want scientific samples and all of that. But so the first thing you can do is you can go ahead and have Stimpy make an electronic sensors plus intellect or education check.
Do I get a +2 for the ship?
Yes, you do.
Well, let's do 13.
That's pretty solid. So, as you guys are putting on your helmets in the cargo hold and getting ready to open the external doors, Stimpy radios you, and he says, guys, you're gonna want to be really careful out there. This whole thing is really unstable. Like there's gonna be the occasional geyser that's shooting up. He says it looks like there's some kind of maybe some kind of heat source in the middle of this thing. I can't really pin it down, but there's a heat source surrounded by ice, and that heat source occasionally causes geysers to erupt, and there's all sorts of craziness that goes on. So be careful out there.
Okay. Heat source. That's odd.
Yeah, like it's was it?
I'm reading about one right now that has.
Yeah, was it?
Comet 46P Werdenen has evidence of a mystery heat source, suggesting additional internal heating mechanisms, possibly from chemical reactions within the comet itself. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, he warned you about this, and the point that he tries to drive home, he's going to do what he can to try. If there's something that he can detect, he will do that and let you know ahead of time. But because of how this can be completely random, there might be shit that happens that he's not going to, have an opportunity to give you enough of a warning. So he's just warning you to be careful.
Well, we don't need to go very far from the ship to actually refill it, right?
Not technically. So stepping out of the cargo bay, this is basically what you see. It is a snowy, icy environment. There are these icy crags. There we go. That are jutting up out of here. You also see that there are these large crystal-like structures, and there are these lighter blue areas that appear to be. It looks like snow and slush that has melted to water and then frozen back over. Almost like small little ponds or lakes that are completely frozen. These, so Maya, go ahead and have Maya make a. We don't have any skills for Maya, do we? Don't. I would say that Maya probably has intellect. She's got a +1 to intellect, and she's got a. She's probably got sensors 1, so that gives you a 2. Maya can make a electronic sensors plus intellect check, so basically 2D plus 2.
So 7.
Okay, so she kind of uses her sensors, and she tells you that what she can determine is basically she's using like a densitometer. And what she can determine is that these areas, these small frozen over lakes and ponds or what have you, are going to be your best area to set up this refueling station or refueling rig. But you also want to leave enough room so that the pinnace can come down and essentially load up one of the fuel bladders once the framework is set up. So this particular one wouldn't really be suitable because you're talking about having to land a pinnace between these two icy mountain ridges.
Yeah.
And your guys'
Hard
ship
getting
is
this between the ridges.
yeah. Your ship is up off the northwest corner, just off the map.
I ain't never had no trouble getting the pinnace between the ridges. I mean, it was just there. It was there. It was just waiting to happen.
The name of that ship, I mean, thank God for the English. Pinnace. It's just such a fun name to.
I know how to handle the pinnace.
I'm going to let my pinnace fly.
I guess we're going to use the little grav shit. The grav platforms to take this shit out and start setting it up.
Okay. Let me.
Ask Stimpy to, really keep a lookout, see if he can, figure out if any pressure's building up below us or anything like that.
Why don't we go ahead and have you guys roll initiative, 2D plus your dex or intellect, your choice. So, for your NPCs, go ahead and give them. Let's see, Maya gets 2D plus 1. Stimpy gets 2D plus 1, and Tanisha gets 2D plus 1 for their initiative.
I actually have Stimpy stats.
Oh, do you?
I added Maya by mistake.
Oh.
She's on there twice.
Oh,
I
can. There we go.
Thanks.
Stimpy's got a +1 on intelligence, so it would be.
That's what I.
It's
That's
10
kind
and
of what
11.
I figured. Who got an 11?
Tanisha.
Okay. There we go. So we will just get that out of the way. And hold on. Let me.
Got a Fuzzy Mar.
A Fuzzy Mar?
I guess I'm just going on the name you gave her.
Oh, yes.
Trying to fill her out. Fill out the character, not make her fat or voluptuous or anything. She's probably got one like size triple D titty and then one A cup.
What the hell?
Yeah.
She's all lopsided.
Yeah, man. She's got a hunchback from leaning to one side for so much because one titty weighs like 30 pounds and the other one weighs like an ounce.
Sure.
I don't even know do with that one. I'm gonna let that one go. I'm gonna let that one just.
There it is.
You can have that one.
So yeah, Maya has a densitometer. I would say that Tanisha probably has a Geiger counter, and you guys, of course, have a bioscanner. One of you has a bioscanner at least.
Really like to have Sarda doing the scanning that looks for virus type stuff.
Bioscanner should be able to tell you that. A bioscanner is so in anybody who ever played the old BattleTech MechWarrior role-playing game, there was a device called the Scanalyzer, and the Scanalyzer was essentially it was kind of like the ship's locker in Traveler. It's like if you didn't know if the game master didn't know how your characters would figure it out, oh well, the Scanalyzer will fucking tell you, right? That's basically what a bioscanner does. I mean, it sniffs for organic molecules and tests chemical samples, analyzing the makeup of whatever it's focused on. You point this thing, it's like a little pistol, and you point it at it, and it will tell you, it will detect poisons, bacteria, analyze organic matter, search for signs of life, and classify unfamiliar organisms. It's a catch-all, MacGuffin to allow you to know what your environment is for you. And I mean, it's tech level 15, and this one little piece of equipment costs 350,000 credits, but I feel that it's well worth it. Rather than you having to, oh, here, I'll lick this rock and see what happens. Oh my god, I'm mutating. So, yeah, you've got some equipment on you, and of course, you guys are moving this sled. Where is Tanisha going with her portion of the sled? I would imagine each of you has a sled that you're pushing, because this thing can't be small.
Do we have
What's the
a
goal?
designated area on where is the best place to set up?
Well, any of these icy sections is going to be the best place to set up, because you're going to get a better yield out of those than you would out of the snow.
Okay.
And
what's the range?
Like I said, you don't want
to move.
You want there to be enough room for the pinnace to be able to set down. So her move, each of these is 1.5 meters, I believe. Yes, 1.5 meters. And with one minor action, she can move 6 meters. So she could move 4 of these. Is that right? Yes. But you can move. She can move. Of course, you could use all 3 minor actions, and she can really hustle and move 18. I'm going to say pulling a grav sled with this shit on it. With three minor actions, we'll cut that down to 12 meters. Because I mean, yes, it's anti-grav, but you're still pushing it.
Get it to the edge of that area right there, then.
Okay. What are you having Stimpy do?
Stimpy is scanning and keeping an idea on really trying to make sure that if there's pressure going below us, if there's a vent fixing to happen, getting on top of that, seeing the signs, using his planet science to try to, the longer he scans and studies, I think the bigger grasp on what's going on inside this thing he'll come up with, and then
Okay. So
That's-
he can go ahead and make another electronic sensors plus intellect or education.
$16.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, with a 16, he is. I mean, he's getting a really detailed scan of this comet, and he warns that there is a buildup of pressure happening in this area. He says he's the way he's looking at it, it's like so there's this heat source in the middle of this comet, and the outer edges around this heat source, it's like a melting slushy, and as that water boils, it finds cracks through the slush and works its way to the surface. And thanks to his wonderful skills in that beautiful ship you've got, he's getting a really detailed look at this.
So we should avoid that area, I think.
That seems reasonable.
Yes. What is Pappy doing?
Pappy is gonna work his way down to over here, but it's gonna take him a while to get there.
Well, he can move 12 as well.
It's gonna take him a while because Tanash was like, "I'm lazy. I'm just gonna take the closest one."
That's kind of right over there where that
That's
pressure's building.
Yeah.
Where is it building up? Did I miss that?
It's like building up like right in this area.
Oh. Well then. Pappy, you go, oh shit, let me change directions and start to head. He'll get that far, and then you guys will say it to him, and they go, all right, he'll eventually start working his way this way.
Okay.
But that's all he can do.
Okay.
Is get to the edge and then go, oh shit, my bad. Yeah, right. Do that.
Bocephus, where are you heading?
I am gonna follow Tanisha.
Okay. And Sarda. You are muted.
I guess I'll head across this northern route since that seems safer.
Okay. And then, of course, Maya.
Just have her follow me.
All right.
I'm sure she's got sensors of some sort.
I need to open. No, I don't. Pappy, make a athletics dexterity check.
You some bitch.
Now, if you don't have athletics dexterity, this would just be 2d plus your dex modifier. If you do have
I have
athletics,
it.
if you do have it, then you can roll athletics dex plus your dex modifier.
I have athletics dex. Isn't it the same roll though?
So, what do you have athletics dex at?
It's untrained.
Oh, it is untrained. So then it would just be.
Oh no, sorry, trained. It's trained. It's just trained.
So it's 0. So
Yeah.
yeah, it would be the same roll for you.
Then yeah. Okay.
Yeah, athletics. The athletic skills are. Oh, you made it. Okay. So you have decided to change direction, just as out of this this little crater here, a massive icy, steamy geyser blasts chunks of particulate, like imagine like about the size of like a snow cone, except it's coming out of a fire hose. Shoots straight up out of the ground and up, 300 feet into the air, and it just blows up right in front of you. You step back just in time. The front of your suit, gets rattled with chunks of ice. But aside from that, you don't take a little trip.
I tell everybody, hey, I should probably watch out for that stuff. It's definitely an issue.
Yeah, that looks problematic.
This is dealt with.
But I'm pilot. I don't freak out by little things like that. Pilot.
Where's Tanisha going?
She's staying where isn't this where we want to be? Is on one of these blue things?
I mean, yeah, but you want to leave enough room for the pinnace to land. So it's up to you. Where do you want her to start?
How big is the pinnace? How big is the pinnace?
That is a good question. It is.
I need to know how big the pinnace is if I know what I'm supposed to work with here.
So
I think they're averaged about eight long. Some guy. Sometimes though they get up to 12 or it could be even 14.
Looks like a baby's arm holding an apple.
There was the guy that got cast. He got his stuff cut off, and they transplanted it with a young elephant's trunk, and he loved it. But every time he mowed the lawn, it kept shoving grass up his ass.
So it's 60 tons, and making it about 34.5 meters long.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Let's see.
That's the entire length of this damn thing.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
But it doesn't have a lot of girth.
Yeah, it's only got 20 tons of cargo space, so,
And the goal is to have it come from where we were, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, theoretically it's going to probably come from the direction that you came from. It's going to come from this side of the west side of the map.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess just... He's like, I got the first location set up. Y'all should do the farther ones. Have isn't that how this? Am I not understanding how this works?
Well, I think that each of you are carrying one part of this.
I thought this thing was like a hose, like a vacuum with a way to defrost ice. It was on almost every.
Well, yes and no. So essentially, this is good. There's machinery, of course, that goes with this, and then there's going to be hoses that go in that will then suck up and thaw and suck up the ice, and it will have unrefined. It'll crack it. It'll have unrefined fuel that it then dumps into these bladders.
Right, but I mean, are we dragging hoses behind us for this? I mean, I would think we'd be doing it closer to the ship.
Well, like I said, the ship isn't that far away. It's just up off of this map.
Right.
But
But I mean, are we dragging the hoses for fueling it, or I mean, I would think we just want to fuel it as quickly as possible.
This is a self-contained unit. It's not refueling the Destinex. This is for filling the bladders to be taken to Revelation to refuel Revelation. And each of those bladders are separate. They sit up on frameworks that can, once they're full, the pinnace can then load it up into its 20-ton cargo hold and take back to Revelation, dump it into its fuel processors, and then come with the empty bladder back for you to refill again. And like I said, you're not the only ones doing this on the Comet. So there's going to be a small fleet of small craft, of pinnaces going back and forth, dragging these full and empty fuel bladders in like a bucket brigade.
I was thinking more of like shower jousting, is what it is. If you got them both ways,
Kind of, yeah. I mean, that kind of idea, yeah. So Tanisha wants to start setting up here. Is that what she's doing?
I mean, so then maybe she should set up more like, if the goal is to have the thing kind of just go from like here all the way to like, I guess, here, then she should probably set up more over here. So like her first part's like at the first part of the thing, and it can reach all the way to the end. Okay.
So
then that's where I have her.
Okay, and she can go ahead and I'll say that she's got mechanic 1, so she can roll 2d plus 1 to make a mechanic check to start setting up her portion of it.
2d plus 1, mechanic. You got this. I have faith in you. That was
1. Go ahead and roll 1 more.
Oh yeah, I only rolled 1d. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Hey. So yeah, she breaks out her little pocket toolkit ratchet and starts ratcheting this thing together. Actually, it's probably an electric ratchet. What's Stimpy doing?
Stimpy's doing his bit. He's trying to keep us appraised of what's going on. He is our eyes of dangers to come. Is what?
Yeah.
So 17?
Wow. Stimpy is a rock star. So,
he's got Pappy's fucking little vape pen, and
yes, I don't know. I could see Pappy with the electric cigar in his mouth, vaping in his helmet.
Yeah,
yeah,
just blowing it out.
Yeah, just blowing it out.
Don't judge me.
Have you guys seen Prometheus, where the guy's smoking in his suit? He replaced the water thing with a vape pen. Yeah, like that. Oh, that was. So he's not detecting any more. He's not detecting any more seismic activity, but he does find something interesting with these crystals. And he says that when you first landed, he had noted these crystals. They're not ice. They are some kind of silicate matter. But the thing that he finds most interesting is that since you have landed, they have started to generate a little bit of heat themselves. Not much, but a bit. I mean, out here, now I have to giggle on here. Yeah, what does that look like? Yeah, you're talking about out here. You're at negative 70 degrees Celsius on a comet. He says that these have raised up in temp to negative 40 degrees Celsius.
That's excellent work there, Stippy.
He says he doesn't detect anything dangerous about them. He says oddly they are, since you have been in the area or since you have landed, they have started to generate heat.
Yeah.
Pappy, what are you doing?
Well, first I'm avoiding that area that you told me to avoid. Go, oh shit, my bad.
I wore my
I'm gonna
brown
go-
spacesuit this week.
Come around this way. I guess the behind homegirl. Like, you sure you're doing that right?
Okay, you can go ahead and start setting up if you want to make a mechanic plus. I guess this would be.
Don't I want to set up like further from her though?
Uh,
Isn't that the whole point? We're trying to like set up
well,
each
each of these is a piece of a bigger unit, so you're probably attaching them all together.
It's like we're
Oh, so I
building
gotta
a
attach my
dino-
part first, and then I can move on.
Right. So I mean, you're probably in range to start attaching to or working on your part, attaching it to hers. I would say that this would probably be a mechanic plus probably dex check. You're going to be at a -1 because you're in the hazardous environment suit.
Mechanic, dex, -1.
Wait, let me double check. Is that correct?
I thought you only took the minuses if you didn't have the skill.
No, there are other cases.
I mean, if that's the case, I would have a +1 with the roll normally. So it's probably just a straight D6 for me then. Because my dex is 1 and mechanic is just trained.
Before
but
before you make that, let me double check this. Let's see. What does it say? Standard. Shit. No. That's not it. There it is. So this is what you are wearing. And it says HEV. They're bulky and rigid. You know what? No. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the other suit, which was this. I was thinking of this one.
So no minus.
So no minus. Yep, just mechanic plus dexterity. So Pappy is having a problem. He's picked the wrong socket. He's like, this is standard, and I only brought my metrics. God damn it. Yeah. So he's having a little bit of an issue. But Cephas, what are you doing?
I am gonna take I can get over there. Yep. Gonna move my piece, my little cart right over here, and I'm going to let go of it.
Okay.
Put it in park or whatever. And be like, yeah, one of you wrenches can take it from here. You've got this.
Okay, so you don't have mechanic, I take it?
No,
Okay.
that's I'm here for, I'm a doctor, dude. What the fuck?
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I'm here. I've helped move the cargo over, and I say I'm gonna go check out one of those crystals and see what I think of that here in a little bit. So right now I've kind of thinking I'm taking the rest of my turn to put my little lift in park, and I might help start unratcheting it and stuff.
Okay.
But I'm not really the guy to
Gotcha.
do that.
Let's see. There it is.
I'm here to deal with the issues if that little blue pill lasts longer than anticipated. You stay pretty up there for more than 3 or 4 hours. We need to address that.
Okay. On just a moment. I'm creating.
Is this an extremely low gravity environment?
Yes. Yes, well, I would say yes. There's like probably 0.2 G, and the only reason that there's 0.2 G is because there is forward momentum, because this comet is obviously traveling, so that I guess is a slight saving grace. Perfect. All right. Okay, so you're on your next turn. You're going to head over and start to investigate the crystals, or are you pointing a sensor in that direction? And well, I don't think that a bioscanner has a very solid range, does it? Doesn't really.
Oh well.
I would think you probably have to be right on top of it.
Yeah, I'm if I can do an action, then
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Okay.
I don't think you moved that far.
No, I only moved like 6.
Yeah, no, that's one minor action. So yeah, you've got a significant action left.
Let's do a psionic tactical awareness check. It is under the clairvoyance.
Yes.
It
is right there. So and reach is long.
And so what it looks like, I'll have this spidey sense for three rounds.
Yes. So well, hold on. So long range spacecraft.
It says the effect of the check determines the number of combat rounds the awareness lasts.
Right, I'm looking for range.
Oh, long is...
Oh, here it is. Long would be 51 meters to 250 meters. So yeah, to 250 meters.
That's the whole map.
Yeah, that's this entire map. We already learned that when we figured out the landing slot. And you got an 11. That's pretty good. So yeah, 3 rounds. Oh, I see. Okay. And so this takes you 6 seconds. But you do find something immediately with your tactical awareness. Down here in this crystal, your tactical awareness basically feels like all the hairs on your arms and the back of your neck stand up. Something inside this crystal is moving. Like, not like thrashing around, but very slightly starting to move. Like it's waking up.
Something is alive in the crystals. I highly advise that y'all step the fuck back from the crystal formations. This is your doctor speaking.
This is a medical emergency. Do not make me have to operate on you.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
So, yeah, Bocephus lets out that there is something alive in the crystals. Sarda, what would you like to do? I'm going to blast it. You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry, I want a live scan to get an idea of what we're looking at.
Sure.
I'm paranoid.
As well, you should be.
Oof, 5. Well, it beats the 4 that's the difficulty, but
that's true.
Not by much.
So you're doing a live detection. That is...
Yeah, 5K radius gives you an idea of the numbers.
10 seconds and distance. So, I mean, you can view the entire map. So...
Basically, I want to confirm it's not the mold.
It is not.
That is the big frightening thing for me.
It is not the mold.
That's perfect.
What does this say? It says... And then what does this say? So it'll distinguish between bacteria and unimportant animal. So this is of an animal intelligence. You're detecting it in all of these crystals all around the map. And you're detecting that it is... I will allow you to make a life sciences, life sciences plus intellect or education check.
I don't have life sciences, so...
Well, then you can make it at a -3.
All right.
There's still a possibility.
Yeah, let me... int check... You said not education, it was int, right?
Either int or education, your choice.
Oh, I get education. Okay, cool. Education, -3. I got a 4.
Ooh. It doesn't. Well, it doesn't tell you. So you're not able to glean a whole lot of information from this, but you are able to determine that this is not a life form as you would normally know it.
Okay, but it's not the. I'll just over the radio say it's not.
It's not the fungus.
Not fungus.
Yeah, no, it's not fungus.
That's my main concern when it comes to this type of stuff. But otherwise, yeah, I just want to go wherever I think will, as quickly as possible, fill these things. I don't want to be on this asteroid any longer than we need to be.
Okay. So you can move wherever you want. They're setting up the refueling rig here.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. What's Maya doing?
I think she's going to come help.
Okay. So Maya's going to have mechanics 2. So she can roll 2d plus 2.
Let me roll mine. So I got an 8.
Yeah.
She got a 10.
Yeah. So she comes over and just immediately starts to work, and she she corrects Pappy. She's like, "Yeah, no, you're supposed to be using a 10 millimeter. I don't know why you were using a standard 7/8, but here we go." And she's like, "This is the one you're supposed to use." And she,
A lot of fly things.
yeah, she starts working away. Yep, here we go. What's Tanisha doing?
Tanisha is calling out Pappy for assuming that she was doing it wrong because she was a woman.
Typical, yeah. His
He's
entire
already got
helmet's
his stuff set up.
his entire helmet's filled with vape smoke. He can't even see him.
Other than that, she's done. She did her part.
Okay.
She laid down the first piece, got it all in position.
Okay.
All right, y'all, come on, get it together. I did my part.
Everybody can roll a recon plus intellect check. The NPCs have recon 1, so they can roll 2d plus 1.
Alright, Boziva's got the 12, and
Damn.
Pappy's not really out there, but he got an 11.
Oh, Stimpy, you mean?
Yeah, Stimpy. Damn it. Me and my
Yep.
naming.
We'll say Pappy got the 10, and Tanisha got the 6.
Okay. So Pappy and Bocephus hear a cracking sound coming from this crystal. And this thing comes out. First of all, let me do this. So, has anybody ever played the old Alternity science fiction game? Anybody? Star Drive?
Me.
A couple times. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. So this is actually from I converted this from Star Drive, Alien Compendium 1. This is an old favorite of mine. This starts to emerge.
Well, that's an ugly ass bullshit, man.
Yes.
How much would you say those weigh?
I will tell you. Well, he's not that big. Let's see what it says. It says. So in its spore stage, it's a dense, brittle sphere of chitinous material about 60 centimeters in diameter. Well, yeah. When a meal approaches, it awakens and becomes a pupal cocoon in which the alien's second body develops. This is a giant upright tripedal creature with 3 long arms and a nightmarish face full of needle-sharp fangs. Its mottled exoskeleton is covered with long bladed spikes. So I guess it's a little bit.
Oh, like 2 foot.
Yeah. It's about like that. Oh, yeah. They are driven by the need to consume other organisms and incubate their progeny in the bodies of their prey. So basically, it's like the xenomorph, kind of.
That's exactly what I heard you say. That is exactly what I heard.
They're just small.
Right. Well, not that small.
And
Well,
so is the
60
face crawler. The face crawler is small
Yeah.
too. Shit.
60 centimeters is only just under 2 foot.
Right, which is what these crystals are. But that's its spore stage, and then what comes out of it is this large creature. And we will say, let's see, what's it say for its movement? So, I need to do a conversion real quick. Whew, it can fucking move. What's its regular? 10. That's better. Its move is 10. So 42 hits, and its movement is 10. Does it have armor? It's got +2 protection. Evidently, it's got skills too. Yeah, I remember these things. They were fucking nasty. My players loved me when I broke these out, and actually, I broke them out. They went through an asteroid, and one of the spores attached to the side of their ship, and this thing got inside the ship while they were in jump. So yeah, and jump in that game works almost identical to the jump in this game. So let's call it what it is. Alternity Star Drive was a ripoff of Traveler. We'll just say it. But anyways, so this thing comes out and looks quite fearsome. We're just gonna name it what it is. It is a spike spore. And it will have an initiative of 10. So Tanisha chides Pappy about his mechanical skills, and you hear this cracking, and this crystal kind of busts apart, and this thing busts out. What's Tanisha doing? I for some reason I have the image in my head of Tanisha saying, "Ain't nobody got time for that."
Fine, that is what she does. Ain't nobody got time for that. And I assume we all came with at least a sidearm of some kind.
I don't know. I mean, you guys said you were carrying your standard load, so
would we believe a flame rifle would work on the surface of this planet?
Oh yeah, it's gonna melt stuff. I mean, it's
yeah. I figured it needs oxygen. I wasn't sure whether it did or I may be wrong on that.
That's a good point. No, it wouldn't. I mean, you probably have a nice
like
flash.
A traditional. Yeah, I figure it works like a traditional flamethrower, right? So,
right.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah, they're
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we wouldn't have flamers then. That's really the big deciding issue.
Yeah.
Well, she probably just has Peppy probably like here, use this, and tosses her his Gauss pistol.
Well, I would say she would have. I mean, if you guys. So you told me that you were doing your standard loadout. So I would think that she would probably have Probably. She's from the Science Division, so she's probably going to carry Install Arms CS5.
Okay.
It's a 5mm body pistol. Well,
Okay.
no, not that one. Sorry, wrong one.
Stop confusing me.
Sorry. Where is? Oh, here it is. She probably is holding this the 4C, which is a compact version, or she's carrying the 635 revolver, which is, it's going to have a bigger punch, kind of, because it's a revolver using an 8.9mm round. But really, that revolver is designed for people who are not combat oriented.
Okay, revolver it is.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know that she would be carrying a long arm. I mean, that's up to you.
No, probably not.
I mean, if she is, she would probably be equipped with the Deepnight carbine.
Logo. He came here as one of the main people working, not the we're going to support if shit goes to shit.
Right. So, I mean, you can move and she can shoot. I would say that she probably has gun combat 0. So, I mean, she is not a combat type, but she would probably at least be proficient. She spent some time on the range. She knows how to load it, fire it, and maybe get close to hitting the target. So she would have gun combat 0. Her dex isn't great at 6, so it's just 2D.
2D to hit.
Does she want to move and shoot or just shoot?
Yeah, she's gonna have to move because the gun range is only 10 meters.
That it is. Yeah, 10-meter range.
Why is everybody standing around me?
So she can move 6 meters.
Okay. Ooh, she's gonna move here.
Okay.
And prepare a shot if the thing rushes her.
Okay, so she's gonna ready an action to fire if it comes towards her.
Yes, with keeping in mind that we were warned that this is where our threat range is.
Okay. What do you
the guises and stuff.
What do you have Stimpy do?
Stimpy, if he's listening to the comms and hears that the creatures are going, he's going to broadcast the danger to everybody on the Comet, the other crews, all of that. Be careful of the crystals. They seem to be holding creatures. Very dangerous.
Okay. So Stimpy is, of course, he's not in the thick of the danger. And he's looking and listening to your guys' comms traffic. And he is absolutely fascinated by this. If you can bring him a sample, a dead body, he's like, he would love to have a living body, but if you can get a dead one, the Science Division would absolutely love to get their hands on this.
He can wait until we're out of combat.
Right.
Yeah.
He
come out here and get it fucking self.
What's Pappy doing?
Pappy has, at this point, he never leaves without his laser pack now. He's like, lasers are great.
Yes.
I like lasers.
Yes.
All Pappy's going to do is step aside to get himself a nice line of sight. And laser fire away. One moment while I get to that. Okay.
Was that the
EH-13 laser rifle?
Yes, that is one of these bad boys.
Here we go.
Well, you got to hit first. Oh, never mind.
Well, I just rolled it. It just
automatically spit it out. That is a hit Well,
So then it's a 25 damage because that 2 is what gets added to the
shit.
other roll, right?
So I think
25 damage?
that 2.
All right, but it has 2 armor.
Right. So 23 is correct. Although, did it? I'm not sure. Oh no, you're right. It would be 25. I don't know why it's not adding that effect to it, but yeah.
It just sets it aside.
Yeah. So 23 is correct, which in this case works.
It'll be 25 minus the 2 for the armor, so 23 still.
So Pappy lights this thing up with a laser. Well, you don't hear anything because you're in spacesuits, but you would hear the clap of everything ionizing between the laser and him, and this creature rears its head up and it looks like it's letting out a scream as it is partially lit on fire from this laser fire. Bocephus, what are you doing?
Well, do I have to move in order to shoot the thing, or is there enough space between the people?
Yeah, it's pretty tight in there. I mean, you could move. Let's see.
Well, I was moving stops me from getting the +1 for aiming, and
that's
so
true. That's true.
That's why I was doing it. But whatever.
I mean, you could move here. That's only 3 meters.
Well, I'm gonna go back this way. I'm
going to bravely run away.
Oh, I'm gonna get right there.
You're one of those guys that likes to aim before he shoots.
Right.
Well, yeah. You know why basketball players can't have babies?
Oh shit!
Because they dribble before they shoot.
Of course.
Classic.
Okay. I'm shooting with my guard sniper rifle heap round.
Ooh, okay.
That's 14 to hit.
Let's see here. That is a +6. That's going to be a critical. Let's do the crit. Well, roll your damage first. So it's +6 to damage.
Right. So we'll do +6. Then we're going to do 6D because I add another D because of the thing in my armor. My AP would be 5 from the heap round.
So armor doesn't apply. Its armor doesn't apply.
Okay. Yeah, well I get another 3 or 4 from the rifle itself.
Right.
Yeah, AP 6 from the rifle, so it's total AP 11.
Yeah, it's only got armor 2, so.
Oh, well, 26.
Okay.
A lot of ones in that bullshit.
Yeah, it's not. I was gonna have you roll the crit first, but I don't think it matters because your Gauss rifle goes zip crack, and this thing explodes, and like there is parts of it. Some of it does actually land and splatter on the snow. The rest of it goes far enough that it actually launches off of the Comet and is never to be seen again.
I will load another round into the chamber.
Okay.
And you know, hey guys, we need to position ourselves so that way we can these others are still activating, right? They're still
they are generating some heat. Yes. They're warming up.
Yeah, these others can pop open any minute. So
what would Serta like to do?
Be ready.
These look like they're young that are hatching. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, technically these could be a lot worse.
Try to tame one.
Well, I'm wondering if our scientists are going to want one.
They want, yeah. Well, Stimpy definitely wants samples.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can get samples from the dead one. I'm thinking if we can get one that's not broken out of its crystal yet. The egg's so wet, I have to look at it.
Yeah, you have.
So their eggs. So these crystals aren't wet.
Right? No, I'm Joe. It was a
Yeah, they are.
Rick and Morty.
Right,
reference.
right. So the internal, the part that's heating up, this is part of their pupal cocoon stage, which they rapidly grow. But these crystals are brittle, like almost like a very thin sheet of like rock candy, like just that brittle. Like if you pry it up off the if you've ever made it, if you pry it up off of the thing, it's just gonna shatter.
Okay. Well, then I don't know of an easy way to remove these. I'm gonna focus. I guess I'll pull out my pistol and focus on the job at hand, since that's.
Well, if you want to try to get one of them.
Well, I don't know where I'm going to store it or how I'm going to keep it from hatching, or there's a lot of issues there.
Well, I'm thinking, if you hit them with that stun gun, you know.
Yeah, we could stun one and bring it back.
Put it in a low berth or something.
Well, I mean, they have 42 hits, so you're gonna.
Right, so we need to hit it first and then stun it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. That's my expert medical opinion on.
So maybe
silicone.
not hit it with a heap round. Or do hit it with a heap round. They're easier
At least
to
not
stun.
first.
Yeah, they're easier to stun when their legs are completely blown off, right?
Yeah. That's all I have is heap rounds.
Right.
Like, yeah.
I'm an explorer. I only carry heap rounds.
If I shoot to fuck you up.
That's right.
I don't have a light round. I'm a doctor. I can put people back together.
So
Well,
yeah,
we need to make sure this place is safe. It's going to be days, right, of us filling these things.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, we need to make sure it's as safe as possible. And if that means committing genocide, well, it means committing genocide.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But yeah, if the sensors can detect like how active they are, or is it body temperature? I'd look for one that's not.
I would allow Stimpy didn't do anything. I would allow Stimpy to make another electronic sensors plus intellect check or education.
Okay, or I could do it since I'm really good at sensors. That's my main job on the ship.
That's true. And let me take a look.
Stimpy did comms.
That's true. Yeah, I would say that your suit probably has a basic scientific package in it.
I would probably be using the medic's. It's got a scanner built in.
Yeah, you'd have to be right on top of it though.
But that's what we want to do. So I'm looking for ones that are not cracking and moving up to them.
So go ahead and make a make a electronic sensors plus intellect or education check.
Only a 10.
Yeah. So this one is definitely going to be coming to life fairly soon.
I took out my stunner.
Okay. All right. What's Maya doing?
She probably doesn't have a stunner. I'm gonna have her keep focusing on getting the fuel.
Okay, she can make another mechanic plus dexterity check.
Sure. If I recall, that was a +2.
Yes.
6.
So she ratchets in panic, and and she's working on this thing. Over here. both of these crack open. I will re-roll their initiative. Not as good this time. They're a little slow on waking up.
So the one that he went to opened up?
Yes, it is cracking open. And well, you drew your stunners down as a second action. The spike spore.
Can Tanisha tell him to duck and then she'll fire? Because she was kind of waiting for something to get in range.
So both Sarda and Tanisha, if you want to do that. Well.
Or she can just attempt to shoot past him.
Just shoot right through him.
Yeah, clear and present danger.
Come right for us.
She could do that, or I mean, theoretically, Tanisha could move.
I knew it was hatching. I took my gun out.
Yeah. So Sarda, I'll say that that's a held action. You can go ahead and make an attack with your center.
All right. Combat. That is a 9 to hit, so 10 damage.
Yes. Yeah, and yours is calculating. Okay, and so it's going to take 8. So you see the blue electrical arc wrap and hit this thing, and it kind of starts and it's just waking up, and it kind of looks at Sarda, with this alien monster look of, what'd you just do to me, Bish? What?
Shit, man, I just yawned. What
does Tanisha want to do? Like I said, she can move
with that held action. I mean, you did say yes.
Yeah, you can move 3 meters and make it. Yeah, you've got. So if you want, you can move with a minor action, and you still get a significant action. So you could move 3 meters and take a shot.
Okay.
No, that is a narrow miss. In fact, the bullet does hit, and you can see that it actually ricochets off of the armor plates of this thing.
Why do I always roll a 1 and a 6? What is with this?
Yeah, you tend to do that in the Saturday game too.
I know.
Stimpy, what are you doing?
Stimpy is going to
hop at the pilot seat and lift off.
No, he's going to run that scan again.
Okay.
He's got a 12.
Okay, so
he's watching the area.
Stimpy's scans, and now that these things are actually cracked out, Stimpy's scans are pulling back. These are actually silicon-based life forms. Now, that's not completely foreign to anyone from Charted Space. There are actually a couple of silicon-based life forms in Charted Space. You haven't seen anything like these before, though. He is noting these crystals down here on the southern side of the map don't seem to be warming up. Like, evidently, you have to be pretty close to these things to cause activity.
All right. That's good information to know.
What's Pappy doing?
Pappy's going to turn around and light this one up. Like, I don't like Sarda being right next to it and it not being stunned or dead.
Okay, so this one over here, you mean?
The one that tried in front of Sarda, yeah.
Oh,
'Cause-
okay.
That's the one in front of Sarda. It's not stunned or dead. That's a problem.
So you would need to move. Let's see. If Pappy move, yeah, I would say you could make the shot from there. You'd be at -1. But if you move, if you moved right here, you would have a clear shot. That would only be 4.
Onto the ice, huh?
Yep, that would only be 4.5 meters.
I was here. I can move 4 point. Can I move like here?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I don't like the idea of trying to take the shot on the ice. I just feel like that's not a good idea.
I don't know why you guys are so paranoid about
Crystals came to life.
What have I done to you? What have I done to my players to instill such paranoia in me?
You mean besides the crystals that just came to life? I mean, besides that, I have no idea what you're talking about. Nothing at all would ever have me worried about the bad things that could happen.
5 is a mess. You hit this mountain range, and you see a big cloud of
damn ice.
You see a big cloud of steam come up off the mountain.
I'm too worried about the damn ice.
Yeah, I know you're paranoid. Bocephus, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna move. I get a shot from right there.
I would say you could shoot over her shoulder, yeah.
There. And taking a shot. 10 to hit.
That is a hit plus 2 to damage.
Mop. Mop.
21.
Okay.
And the AP is 11 or something.
Yeah, so it ain't gonna get no armor. So, Sarda, you see this explosive round hit and just blows chunks all over your hazardous environment suit. It's unbelievably, this thing is still thrashing around. What would Sarda like to do?
Yeah, let's shoot it.
All right.
Combat.
No more studying for you.
Well, no,
I'm gonna use the stunner. I've got a smart tracker. Plus, I've got. Let's see.
Yeah, he's all rigged out with the cyberpunk shit.
Unfortunately, I'm not doing a lot of damage. 8 stun damage to it.
Okay, well that's your lightning bolt hits it and definitely it is hurting pretty bad. I mean it's tending to flop around quite a bit. What's Maya doing?
At this point, things are looking a little crazy. I think she will take a shot on this one over here.
That is a really good idea.
I'm not. What kind of weapon would you say she's equipped?
I would think that Maya on this, I mean, she would probably have the IS-4 Gauss pistol, or is that
sure?
Is that right? The Gauss pistol, and probably a long arm. I would say she probably has a carbine on her.
All right, I think she'd pull out the carbine then. If there's, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she could light it up if she wanted to.
She's got a dex of +1.
Yes.
Any ranks in firearms?
Yes,
no worries.
She would have gun combat slug 1.
Okay.
+2 ain't bad.
That's a 12 to hit, so that's certainly not bad. So that is 4d6 plus 3.
So, if she's doing full auto, she can make 3 of those. If she's doing burst, it would be 4d minus 1 plus 6 total because she got.
Let's do full auto. Burst doesn't make sense in this game.
Yeah. So her first hit her first shot is a hit. 40
For
minus 1 plus
8
3.
For 18 points of damage.
Okay. Her second shot
Is a hit.
plus 1 damage.
So that's 46 on the nose. 13 damage. Third shot hits as well for another 9 damage.
Okay, so this
And
one is
and
really...
these are armor piercing 4, so
Yes, and so yeah, this one is really messed up. She lights him up, and it's like flopping around the ground, kind of like the the example of the pulse rifle, where he's like, "Oh, if you shoot it in the body, it's not going to put it down. You need to shoot it right in the brainstem." It from Starship Troopers. It's kind of flopping around like that, but it's still active. The spike spores, I don't know that they're...
Would you like to learn more?
Yeah, would you like to learn more? I mean, they're pretty fucking smart. Let's see. They have athletics, acrobatics, stealth. This is from Alterni. Athletics, acrobatics, stealth, stamina, endurance, tactics, awareness, perception, and resolve physical. So... most of this boils down to a lot of standard animal traits. I would say they're probably smarter than that. They're probably gonna fucking run.
I don't know about you, but if I came out of stasis and the first thing that happened was stuff started shooting at me, I'd say never mind.
Well, especially if it fucked you up like that.
I think it's gonna bond on me, right? Like a parent.
Yes, I'm going to hug you and call you George.
Are you my mommy?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this one runs away.
Well, yeah, that one got shot up pretty good.
Yeah, it takes off running. This one, I'm gonna roll and see. No, it's gonna stick around. I think it's
All right.
I think it's mad. So it is going to try to. It gets 2 claws and a bite.
I'm gonna regret this.
But extrapolating
I could dodge to reduce one of those by a point of damage.
it only gets a +1 to those for natural weapons. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. 8s aren't hard to hit.
There's the hit with +1 damage. So this isn't terrible. Let's see. Does it say? Oh, it does. Okay, so it does good damage, which means it's going to have armor piercing 2.
All right.
So D6. It gets through 2 points of armor, but it only does 3 on that one.
All right, I think that bounces off.
Yeah, I think it does too. Second claw attack. That's a hit.
Yeah.
It's going to be a D6 plus 2.
It doesn't have the ability to pierce the hazardous vac suits.
That's not going to get through.
Yeah, that's not going to get through either. And then a bite. That's another one. And the bite is considerably worse at 2D plus 1 for 11 with 2 points of AP.
And the hazardous suit is how I'm trying to
is
15?
Hostile environment suit plus 15.
All right, so I'm not hurt, but it's teething on me.
Yes, it is chewing on Sarda's vac suit.
Just never a good thing.
No. The good news is because it didn't get through the armor, you haven't sprung a leak, but you're probably questioning, like, this thing's gnawing on you. You're probably questioning how long that's going to last. What's Tanisha doing?
I want to get point blank on it and put the gun right up on its head while it's gnawing on him and kill it.
Okay.
Can I do that?
You can do that, and that would be. I'm gonna say you get a +3 or +4 for being point blank. Nice. That is a +2 to your damage. So 4D plus 1.
Damn gun up again.
Or 3D plus 1?
I had it and I closed it on accident. I was like, keep this open. You're going to need it.
Oh, I'm sorry. So 3D minus 3. 3D minus 1 for damage.
3D minus 1. Okay. -1.
Well, that is more than enough. So this thing's gnawing on Serta, and you just walk up to it at point blank.
Full on Trinity from the Matrix style.
Yeah, Tanisha walks up and is like, dodge this. Bam! And blows its guts out. And so it is splattered.
Well, it's got some non-lethal damage on it. We were trying to take this one alive.
That's true. I would say that it's very badly injured but unconscious.
Okay, fine.
Because I've done like 17 points of non-lethal damage to it to keep it alive.
I mean, that's
fine. I won't kill it. I would like shoot off one of its limbs or something.
Yeah, that's like over a third of its hit points are non-lethal. So I would say that she shoots at point blank and it drops, but it's still.
Yeah, I wasn't fighting it to stay alive. I was fighting to take it back as a sample. I was hoping to capture one whole.
Yeah, so you are able to capture one of these things, and are able to. You can load it up into the ship. Like I said, it's a fairly large beastie. Let's see.
We have these like grab pallet jack things.
Yes, you can jack it up onto one of the pallet jacks and move it back to the ship. So we'll go ahead and break here with you guys heading back to Revelation next week. The refueling operations taking place kind of in the background from this point. And you can explore and discover more about the spike spore once you get back to Revelation. You'll probably want to think about, over the next week, this thing's still alive, how are you going to contain it?
Low berth.
That's
hopefully
not a bad idea. Stick it in a low berth.
Assuming we can get one, there's a low berth big enough for it.
I think there was something said about the ability for some of the areas to be converted into environmental spaces, so you could either create its own natural environment where you throw it rocks for it to eat or what have you, or cloned monkeys with 2 asses, or you could probably set that up to be a low berth. I don't think that would be beyond the ken of reason. So yeah, we will pick this up next week at 6 o'clock.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, guys. I will see you next week.